Well, this should be a real easy assignment for our house therapist, Andrea Burkly, from the Sounds Like Therapy podcast. How do you tell your husband you want a divorce without hurting his feelings?
That seems like an impossible task.
Oh, piece of cake. You want to read the email, Chris?
Sure. We got this email and we were like, over our pay grade, we need to call in the professional, which is why we have Andrea on. But the email reads, I love my husband, but I do not love him romantically anymore. We've been together for 10 years, married for 7, 2 kids, ages 2 and 6. We've been together since my early 20s, and he is pretty much the only relationship I've ever had. I am not sure when my feelings changed, but over the last couple of years, I feel like a single mom with 3 kids. He has ADHD and has trouble regulating his emotions, and I've asked him for years to get medicated or to see a therapist, but he refuses. He has trouble handling the kids and gets overwhelmed easily, so I just end up taking care of everything to avoid his meltdown. It seems like everything is the end of the world with him, no matter how small an inconvenience it is, which means I have to act like everything is fine, no matter what, to balance it out. It's exhausting. Placating to his emotional needs. I work all day, and then as soon as work is over, my kids are home from school and they need attention. And then as soon as they go to bed, he wants attention. And there's only so much I can give before I am just tapped out. I started trying to go out and reconnect with friends I had lost touch with, but he made me feel guilty about that since I never used to go out, and now I am. And he has no friends who live nearby, so he cannot do the same, even though I told him anytime he wants to get out, he should. I told him I was not happy, but I did not get into the full extent of considering divorce. When I talked to him, he cried and said he cannot lose me as he has nothing else without me, and now he's trying to make all these plans to see what we can do to change how I feel. He's like a different person, which is nice and makes me feel even guiltier that I just don't think there is anything left to save, and I am emotionally checked out of the marriage, and I do not think I can make myself fall back in love with him. I also worry that if I give up on the divorce idea and go back to the way things were, how long can he really keep up this before going back, before everything is back to the way it was? I know the easiest thing to suggest is counseling, and when I mentioned it, he suggested I go alone, as he sees this as a me problem and not an us problem. I know I should try harder to make it work for my kids, but I'm just done. I want this all to be over, but there is so much to consider. I feel lost, alone, like a bad person, that I do not want to work on trying to make things work more, and I just want it to be over. I've already started casually looking at apartments nearby so my kids do not have to change schools, making a mental note of what we can split in the house and trying to put some money aside, but he does not know any of this. I want to make sure everything is in order before I actually file, but maybe I am just trying to delay the inevitable. I just don't know anymore. Any advice is welcome. Please help me, overwhelmed wife and mom. Okay, I'm sure Andrea's going to have a lot to say about this. The one thing that stands out to me more than anything else, though, is when he's like, you go to therapy, man. This is not a me thing. It's a you thing. That's the first thing where I'm like, it doesn't matter, man. It is not going to change. All right, Andrea Burkly joining us from the Sounds Like Therapy podcast. Legally, I got to say, she's part of my podcasting network, and I'm very damn proud of it. Hey, Andrea.
Hey, Bert. Oh, man. I'm good. I'm bursting at the seams right now. I don't even know where to begin. But what you said was one of the things that stuck out to me, too. When you're in a couple, if one person says, we have a problem as a couple, you have a problem as a couple. And saying, hey, your unhappiness is your problem is just another way of dodging responsibility and accountability and engagement. And so I really do think that this listener has a very good read on this situation. Even though her husband reacted emotionally when she said, I'm unhappy, my guess is this happens all the time. It's probably happened 100 times before, and nothing has changed. Nothing has changed here.
Let me ask you this. Can people fall back in love? Because I've always sort of worked under the premise that once that switch is off, it is very difficult to turn back on.
Oh, I so disagree.
Okay.
But I do think that good partnering, especially with modern marriage, good partnering is the barrier to entry. So we don't even need to talk about love or falling in love when we've got a married single mother situation. If she is coming home and she is living with a man who's not pulling his weight in the house, who she has to work around emotionally, who's not pulling his weight with the kids, and who won't even do things like go out with friends or go to therapy or get his ADHD treated, there's no way that she's going to feel love towards him when he's a bad partner.
This almost sounds like emotional common sense that he's like, I'm going to change, I'm going to change, I'm going to change. But verbally, he's really saying, I'm not going to change.
Oh, 100%. His actions are showing you he's not going to change. And I actually don't even hear him saying he's going to change. I think what he's probably saying is, I love you. Let's do some more fun things together. Let's find the ways to make you happier that involve no work from me, that involve only what I want to do. Listener, you need to understand that he will not change because the marriage that you have right now, the one where you do all the work and you're the only grown up, it's working for him. It's working for him. And until you let him know that like this anger and frustration that I have, it has teeth. Like, I'm literally looking at apartments. I'm going to divorce you over this. You're going to repeat this same cycle around and around and around again.
So Mary here is calling in. That's not her real name. And she's on The Voice, guys. We're looking for some free therapy because she's going through the exact same thing as this email. Hey, Mary.
Hi, this is definitely verbatim. Everything that she has listed is me.
I'm
I
sorry.
went for the first time on a girls' trip at the age of 50 last year, and I'm made to feel guilty. I went again last year with a few more friends, and I was made to feel guilty. I'm always apologizing for things that, we created in an argument. I was always there for my kids, ADHD-wise. He doesn't believe in therapy, and he said if we did therapy and I said something in front of the therapist, then we might as well get a divorce. Well, that happened, and here we are. We're in the process of getting a divorce.
So if you were going to give advice, not professional advice like Andrea, but if you were going to give advice to this listener when you're going through the exact same thing and she was your best friend, what would you tell her?
I would tell her to take it one day at a time. Focus on yourself and how you can improve yourself, and then go with your gut. Just make sure you are healed. And if you have kids, make sure that you love them. Tell them that, and that they are not, the cause of this relationship. But you have to take care of yourself.
Sure, appreciate you calling. Do you agree with all that?
I do agree with that. And I think taking things one step at a time is important because this listener, I hear almost in that question, how do I do this without hurting his feelings? I am also hearing a strategic issue. When he shows up emotionally and says, this isn't fair, I don't have anything else but you, and he makes her feel really bad, you can see all the people pleasing in here, right? This listener is a very kind person who wants things to be better and feels bad when he's hurting. Maybe she does need to go to counseling, not because her unhappiness is her problem, but so that she can really have that backbone so that she can feel supported when she is going to have to say things that are going to make him upset, so that she doesn't just do the same thing she always does, which is, okay, fine, I'll back off. I'll do everything again until I can't stand it anymore. And here we go, round 552.
It does sound like he's taking advantage of the fact that she's a good person.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. This is Andrea Burkly. She is from the Sounds Like Therapy podcast. What do you got coming up on the podcast this week?
Well, I've got to tell you what I'm doing on the podcast, which is I'm actually taking listener questions just like what you're hearing here, but I'm sitting down with listeners. We are having an actual live conversation. It's my favorite way of answering listener questions. So if you've ever had a relationship question and you're like, I wish I had a friend who was a therapist who would just talk to me for like half an hour about this, I will do that. I want you to find my show, Sounds Like Therapy, and submit your question. And I'm actually able to schedule time to talk to listeners. There's other ways to have your question answered too, but that is my favorite one. And I love Bert Show listeners. I'd love to answer your real life relationship questions.
It's probably fair because, you're giving them 30 minutes and we only give you 5.
Exactly. I'm like, I have so much more to say. I might need to answer this question on my podcast. So if you're this listener, send me your question. We can have a full conversation.
I think this might be a new industry for therapy, just 5-minute therapy. Just line them up, man, like a conveyor belt.
I would do like 30-minute one time. We'll call it consultation because then I'm not risking my license. But yes, these listener conversations are incredible. I'm meeting the best people. A lot of them love you guys. So I would love more Bert Show listener questions. So just look me up, Sounds Like Therapy. There's a link in every one of the show notes so that you can submit your own question.
Thank you, Andrea.
You're welcome.
The Bert Show.